Hi and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can make this fillable contact form in Word. So let's open a new document, and at the moment you can see my cursor's at the top here, so I'm just going to press the return key twice just to allow me to have a little bit of extra space at the top. Go to insert, go to table, click on the drop down, and then I'm just going to select 4 columns and go all the way down to the bottom to select 8 rows. Then I'm going to select this top left square, go to table layout, and at the top here where it says height, we're going to enter in 0.9 and press enter. That will give us a bit more space. And then going back up to the table layout, this area here will give you all the different locations of your text. So I'm going to align my text to the center left. And then all we can do now is to begin typing. So all I'm going to do is in these initial columns here is just put in all my information. So for example, I'm just going to start typing. I'm not going to edit anything. I'm literally just going to keep typing. I'll speed up the video until I get to here, and then I'll show you what I do next. So when I come to the end here, all I'm going to do is make sure my cursor is in this bottom row, go to table layout, and then here we've got insert above and insert below options. So I'm just going to click on insert below. I'm just going to keep clicking all the way down until I fill my page almost to the bottom. Then I'm going to continue inserting my text, just leaving one spare clear row between the sections. Okay, so now I've got all of my information in, I need to edit this fully. So the first thing I'm going to do is change the font for this table. And I'm going to select the table again by this top left square, go to the Home tab, go to the font here. I'm going to select Times New Roman. And then for all of the titles of each section, I'm going to select it by clicking and dragging across it. I'm then going to hold down my Command or Control key on my keyboard and continue to select each title for each section. It won't be completely obvious yet, but it will become in a few minutes. Then I'm going to go up and press bold just to make all of those titles bold. So now I'm going to zoom in, and what we need to do now is to select this entire row to merge these cells together, because we don't need this split between all these cells. To do that, select them all, go to table layout and just select merge cells. Then again for this row here, just these 3 cells, again merge and go across here, merge, and then for the space we're going to create this blank row. So again merge those cells and just deselect, and you can see what's happening is we're creating these lines to suit the text here. Now the other thing that we can do is move the lines. So if we select this row and this row, we want to move this line here, we can select it. You can see it adjusts as we hover over that line. It adjusts into this double-headed arrow, and then we can just move this line left or right just so we can give some more space to these cells if we choose to do so. Just continuing down, we're then just going to select this row and merge, and this one too. Now for this row here, I want to split these 2 equally within this whole space here. So the easiest way to do it, select this word by clicking and dragging, then click and drag the word over to the next cell. Then we're going to select these 2 cells and merge them. Then we're going to select these 2 cells and we're going to go to distribute columns and click, and it will make these 2 cells equal. So now we've got this equal space in here and in here for a phone number. So for this whole block here, this is the address block. What I'm going to do is I'm going to merge all of these cells here click merge, and then these two cells here and select merge. And there we have an address block that's going to give the user plenty of space to insert their address. I'm going to merge the next section and speed up the video. And again, I'm going to merge this section, but in the next section I will show you some more tips and tricks. So this section I'll merge the top one again. This one I'm going to keep as it is. I'm going to merge these three, but what I will do is select these three rows and then grab this line here and move it all the way over so that we can accommodate all of that text on just the one line. So now we need to go back through and just customize all of the lines. So anything that you can see that is on two lines, like this one here, we're going to select the two cells. If you select the cell left and right of the line, it will know that you're wanting to deal with this line here and customize it. Perfect. So the next thing we need to do is customize all the lines because we don't want every single line in our table here. So select the table, go to table design, go to borders, and we're going to get rid of all of the border lines. Then we're going to go to borders again and select view grid lines. So this will enable us to look at where the grid lines are or where the border lines are, but they won't be printed and they won't be saved if you save this as a PDF file. This is just a guide. So what we need to do is understand how to put the border lines back in. So if you click in a cell, you can go to table design and click on borders. And this will have all the borders of that cell, bottom, top, left, right. But you can also use the mass borders, so all borders, outside borders and inside borders, or you can just adjust the horizontal or vertical borders. So I just want the line running across the bottom of this cell to appear. So I'll select bottom border, because obviously I've put my cursor here and this is the bottom. Same with the title, I'm just going to put it in this cell here. I don't want the border line across the bottom here. Let me just show you the original. You can see I don't want the border below the title, but I want the line here and here. So click in this cell. Bottom border is already selected, so I don't need to click on the drop down, just click. You can see it has come up. This is one of the little troubleshooting things about Word. So I'm going to leave that there for a minute. I'm going to come and do this one here and select bottom border. Then to get rid of this line here, I'm going to select these two cells, go back up to my drop down, and then you can see the inside border is selected because it's the inside border of these two cells. So I'm going to uncheck it and you can see now it's disappeared. So sometimes it needs a little bit of playing around with, but I'm going to show you another technique in a minute that will also troubleshoot some problems. So again, I'm going to go to bottom border for here, email again. It's done exactly the same here. So we'll get rid of that inside border. And then I'm actually going to leave these two here because for this address block here, I'm actually going to select it all, go to borders, and I'm going to select outside borders. And you can see a line has been placed all the way around the address here, which will give the user all of the space in here to put their address. Then just moving through, again, bottom border for all of these. And again, you can see the same mistake that's happening. Here we need to take out that inside border. Now at the bottom here, we've got this problem. But if I select the two rows, it will take this inside border back out. But it's selected the line underneath this text here. So what we're going to have to do is select this cell underneath, go to table layout, go to split cells. So we're going to split it in half, number of columns 2, click OK. Now you can see the entire row selected, so we can now grab this line, move this over, then we can do exactly the same as we've done before, select the two cells, table design, and then inside borders is already selected, so just click and it will take out that line. Working through again, I'm just going to put all the bottom borders in as we've done before. Now for this section here, I'm going to select it all, go to borders and hit the drop down, and for this one I'm going to select all borders, which will mean I've got lines around every single cell. Now please remember that this is my design and you can adapt this design to any customization you want. Now if we select the whole table, go to table design, go to borders, take out view grid lines, deselect the table, and then you can see your design and how it's looking. You can go in at this point and make any sort of adjustments you need, but I'm happy with that, so I'm going to go to insert, text box, draw text box, and then I'm going to draw out a text box for the title. The reason I do this, it just gives me a lot more flexibility with where I place my title, whereas if you just want to type it as normal, it doesn't quite give you the same level of flexibility. So to customize this text box, I'm just going to select it, go to shape format. I'm just going to take out the border line, and shape fill, I'm going to take out the white background, no fill, so that now you can see this is completely transparent and we can move it wherever we need to. I'm then going to select the text, go to the Home tab, I'm going to click on the drop down and select this font here, and I'm going to increase the font size by using this increase font size tool. I'm also going to make it bold, but I'm going to use another trick here which not many people know about. So once you've selected the text, right click and go down to font, and if you go to advanced, it gives me the option to actually space out these letters a little bit more, because at the moment they're quite close to each other and it just gives the font a completely different look. So go down to spacing, click on the drop down and select expand, and in here I'm going to select 8 and press enter, and then just expand my text box. And as it's selected, I'm just going to go to the Home tab and I'm going to select center text, and then go to shape format, go to align and select align to center. And then I can just use my arrow keys to move this up or down, depending on where I want it in my form. Then I can zoom out and see how that looks. I just might make it a little bit smaller. Okay, and in the background, you can see I've put this grey box. So I'm just going to go to Insert, Shapes, click on the drop down and select the rectangle. Click and draw out a rectangle. Make sure it's selected, go to Shape Format. Go to this icon here and select no outline. You can put in an outside border if you want, but I don't want to, so I'm going to select no outline. Shape fill, I'm just going to choose a light grey, and then go to send backwards, send to back, and then you can move this again around your document just to suit the look you're going for. I might make that a little bit smaller. Now when you move this box, you can see it's a little bit jaggedy. So if you hold down your Alt or Option key, it will smooth out that action to allow you to be a lot more accurate. Okay, so now we're going to make this form fillable, and in order to do that, we're going to need the Developer tab. Now if you can't see it, go to Word, Preferences, go to Ribbon and Toolbar, and then down the side here, scroll to the bottom, make sure the Developer tab is checked, and then click Save, and then the Developer tab will show at the top here. Now the Developer tab will allow you to insert a number of different checkboxes, text boxes and combo boxes. So for example, let's click in this cell at the top here, and we want the user to be able to type their name. So in this instance we want to have a text box, so just click and you can now see this text box has been entered. Now, although it's grey, you can switch off the shading, which is here, but you can't see where you've placed the text box. So for the time being, we're going to keep the shading on. There's a couple of things you can do with this box. If you right click on it and go to Properties, you can actually adjust a number of different things. So you can adjust the text that your user will use. You can put some default text in, but you can also limit the number of characters that they can type into that box. So for example, you just select it all, let's say type 30 and then click OK. Then what it will mean is that you can only fit 30 characters into this box, and they can't go ahead and just keep typing and typing and then move the text down the page and adjust the table. So if you're happy with this customization, you can simply select it, right click, go to copy, select the next row, right click and select paste. And you can go ahead and do that with a number of these cells because they're all going to be very similar, and paste. Again with these. Now you can see for this one here, it's very close to the home text. So just put a few space bars in, right click and paste. Same with the work, 1, 2, 3 spaces, right click, select paste. So for this one I'm going to adjust it because you can see the text is going to start here, whereas I want it to start at the top. So I'm going to select it, go to table layout, go to top left, then I'm going to press my spacebar 3 times, right click and select paste. Now for this one you might want to adjust the characters because I've only put 30 in, remember, and you might want some more of that for the address, but you can just go ahead and select it, right click, go to properties, and again select maximum length and let's say put 100 in and click OK. So for this selection at the bottom here, we can actually insert some small boxes that the user can actually check. So I'm going to go to phone here, I'm going to add a few space bars, then I'm going to go to the developer tab, select checkbox, and again do the same, 1, 2, 3, checkbox, go to WhatsApp, 1, 2, 3, checkbox, and then I'm just going to paste in the remainder of those text boxes and zoom out. So you can see we've got all of these boxes in here for your user, and what this now means is that if I protect this form, which I will do before I send it, click protect form, and now if I try to click on title, you can see my cursor jumps to the beginning of this text box here. Again, if I try and click here, it jumps, so I can't actually make any kind of adjustments to any of the text that I've entered into this form. It will jump immediately to one of the boxes that we've placed in our form. Now with regards to the little boxes here, your user just clicks inside this box and you can see it's now checked, and they just double click off and it's unchecked. Now if you don't like the shading, then once again we can get rid of the shading, but we have to unprotect the form first because we can't make adjustments until we unprotect the form, and then just click on shading and that shading will disappear. So to save it, just protect your form, and then you can save this as a PDF or a Word document and send it to your user. If you can't be bothered to do all of this, there is a link in the description below where you can download it. So I hope that's helped you today. If it has, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.